Well, guys, the debate is over, and I figured I would give some of my thoughts on it. Just a little summary recap. So, basically, the debate sort of underdelivered. It was nowhere near as exciting and groundbreaking as I thought it would be. I think it was at first. You can sense that Trump was really unleashing the passion. He was about to just go in for the political kill against Hillary.
You treated him with terrible disrespect. So when you try to act holier than thou, it really doesn't work. It really doesn't.
But he sort of pulled back and toned it down as the debate went onward. As what was very clear, Lester Holt engaged in blatant bias against Donald Trump. As I tweeted out earlier tonight, Lester Holt has not asked one single critical question to Hillary. The only thing was the emails, and that was after Trump brought it up. Go watch the debate. It was totally highly critical. Lester Holt bringing up multiple points about Trump's taxes, about Trump's statements in the past regarding race, all types of things that Lester Holt would bring up. He never did that to Hillary. The only time Lester was ever directly critical of Hillary was when Trump mentioned emails, and then Lester Holt goes, okay, well, yeah, well, go ahead, talk about those emails, Hillary. So, total blatant bias. And I think that the pressure, the blatant media bias that was pressuring on Donald Trump kind of got to his head, and it caused him to neutralize the sort of bold, just bursting out of the gates energy that Trump had at the beginning. Also, I had a little spat with Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan came out and he said, here, let me find that for you. Joe Rogan came out, and in regards to the debate, he said, Hillary is coming off smooth and composed. The Donald is not. So I told Joe Rogan, hey, Joe, smoother than your guy Gary Johnson ever would. And of course, Gary Johnson is the complete weirdo who did this the other day while being interviewed on live television.
And that there would be an examination of me and Bill Weld as who we are and what we've done, and not based on that. I think I could stand up there for the whole debate and not say anything and emerge as a leader.
He really did that?
So yeah, let's talk about being smooth here. So yeah, Gary Johnson just completely creeping out, and then Joe, in response to me saying that that Gary Johnson would fail at being a smooth candidate on stage, Joe goes, how ironic that your post about being smooth includes an obvious grammatical error. So I had one error. I said Gary Johnson ever would. I put every would. But if you want to talk about grammatical errors, Joe Rogan, number one, this is called a spelling error, not a grammatical error. And if you want to talk about errors in how you spell and your grammar, let's talk about the two spaces here between obvious and grammatical in your tweet. But again, that would be a childish thing for me to do, because we all know that focusing on a grammatical error is a tactic that people use when they have no counterargument. So there it is. Basically, the debate is clear bias by NBC or by Lester Holt, whoever the fuck you want to blame. And it wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be, because I thought Trump was holding himself, sort of holding back the true expression that he wanted to make. And part of that might have just been because the pressure was just being put on him so much by an undeniably biased Lester Holt. Now people say, oh, but Lester Holt's a Republican. I mean, come on. Oh, use your fucking pea brain. Okay, if anything, if there's anything that this election has taught us, is that these labels, Republican and Democrat, don't mean shit. Okay? Donald Trump is running as a Republican, but he's not really a Republican. That's why the Republican establishment, the GOP, hated Trump and tried to rob it from him. So just because Lester Holt is a Republican doesn't mean that Lester Holt is somehow biased towards Donald Trump or supports Donald Trump. Okay? George H.W. Bush, George Bush Sr., came out last week and endorsed Hillary Clinton. The Republican and Democrat establishment are in bed with each other. All right? And just because Lester Holt identifies as a Republican doesn't mean that he's pro-Trump. So anyways, those are my brief thoughts. I'll be releasing more videos over the next day of my live reactions to the debate as it happened. I have that all recorded and a few other little angles and stuff like that. But this is just my little recap summary video.